Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Deborah. Now you probably haven't realised, but I have been struggling with some motivation and also creativity in the last few weeks. But I've been pushing through making my videos, and that certainly helps, knowing that I've got people out there who are waiting for my videos to pop up. But I just had an idea to go back to basics, back to manila tags, and see what I could do. And that has sparked a whole heap of ideas, and now I'm surrounded by stuff. I thought I'd start working through some of them. I'm starting off just with some plain manila tags, and I haven't touched these for a long time, but I've pulled out my distress oxides and also a pack of stencils. So let's just see what is in here. So I've got a whole heap of Tim Holtz and other stencils that I had kind of forgotten about totally, and that's probably a good thing to get out when you're not feeling motivated, is some stencils. So I'll just pull some of them out, otherwise I'll end up with the table more crowded than what it is now. Oh, I have to have that one, I love that one. And it's been ages since I've used any of these supplies. So let's start with the crosses, shall we? It fits almost perfectly on top of this, and I want to do some different colours in my distress oxides. Now this one's marked oxides, that's the one I normally use, but if I put these in colour families, I probably can do some nice stuff with them. I like old paper, I might start with that. So I'll take this, and this will be my green one. So I'll be able to go from green to green with this, hopefully. So let's just start with some crosses on the bottom. I've no plan, I just have some ideas about using stencils and going back to using tags as the basis for what I'm doing. I've got an old book here that I'm just working on top of with my stenciling, and that old paper is really not very green at all. I don't think it's meant to be green actually. I'll just grab my other green, I'm sure I've got plenty of them. Shabby shutters, this is a nice one. You can see how long it is since I used them. The ink has all gone to the bottom and I'm having to pull it back up again. So I'm trying to get, a whole heap of tags that I can then leave in my stash, so that when I'm ready I can grab them out and use them. Now I do have a purple one here already. This is Dusty Concord, this colour, and it's a really purple, it's very purple, so you get that sort of look. And don't worry at the moment if things aren't looking great, because as I progress and put things on, everything will start to look better, I promise you. This is just the base layer, and it's kind of like when I quilt. I don't do one square at a time. I tend to do like a factory type quilting, in that I do all of step 1, all of step 2, all of step 3, and that's what I'm doing here today with the distress inks and the tags. I'm trying to do all the different steps. I'm just do them once and then move on. I'll just give that a quick wipe so I don't get purple in the next one. That's just a wet wipe I'm wiping that down with. And I might actually take that layer off now. And that's why it's a good idea to use the book page, because you can just rip to the next layer and get a nice clean page, hopefully, when you've done that. I'll also change ink colours. Let's see, I'll go to maybe tumbled glass. This is a smaller tag, so I'll see if I can find a stencil that I like. This one here, and I'm switching to the picked raspberry. I want to get a softer look, and so I've switched to a brush to put the distress oxide on, and that's probably a much better way of doing it. I did the bottom half and then I realised that I had not using my brush, so get some reaction going there with that. I like the way it starts to push away as you put that on. You can see it's pushing away, reacting, which is what the oxide does. Now if you're using a brush, you have to clean it. Just give it a wipe over on paper towel or a piece of hand towel or something like that. I think I'll do another one, and this time I'm using crushed olive, which is, that beautiful yellow green that I love so much. In fact, I'm going to do a half and half with this one. So I'll just clean that off. There's plenty on there. I could have done another whole tag. Should have. Never mind. Too late now. And maybe I'll go to what goes well with that. I don't want anything in the yellow range or the green range. What about stormy sky? That's quite nice, those two together. It's a different look. Again, I'll spray it. You don't have to spray the oxide with water, but I mean that's what it does. That's part of its appeal, is that the water, it kind of resists and creates this beautiful splotchiness across the tag. I actually like that really a lot. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'll do the pink and the orange. So I'll do carved pumpkin and picked raspberry, and that's going to be beautiful. I love orange and pink together. I'm going in quite heavy, and as you can see, I'm kind of just working up one side like that. And because I've still got some on there, I'll move that out of the way for a moment, and I'll do another one. This will be lighter because I don't have as much left on my brush, but you can see that I'm getting plenty out of this one little piece of rub across the oxide plate, the ink pad. And that's lovely. Got 3 of them there now. And I bet when I put it on here, there's still some left. I'm just using the tube of the paper towel, which has almost run out, but it's actually quite good because it gives me a really solid surface that I can hold in my hand and wipe that clean. Now I'll switch to the pink. So this is the picked raspberry, and I have just tried to get not so much on my brush this time. Look at that, that's beautiful. I've got a whole canvas in my studio here that's both pink and orange, and I just love this colour combination. This is a Couture Creations bottle. There also is a Tim Holtz one that does the same thing. It kind of does the drip. If you do it sort of slowly, you get that drip. But I couldn't find one the day I went to buy one. Otherwise I would have bought the Tim Holtz one, but they only had the Couture Creations, and so that was what I ended up getting myself. And I haven't found the need to buy another one yet. When I do, I'll try and find a Tim Holtz one. Just going to move that on because it's now a bit sort of wet, and trying to find somewhere to put all these things is part of the issue. And then this one will be in the pink as well. I need a bit more on there. Need the brightness. It's kind of blending in with the orange a bit. You can blend them together, especially when you're doing it on the brush, because you're not actually, putting it back into the ink itself. Just put a bit more up here, and then a bit of spray on that one, and then finally this one. And this is going to come down from the top. Now I'm going to take this one that I did before in the picked raspberry, and I thought I might just do a light going over with the distress oxide, so I create that sort of colour on the back of it. I don't know how that's going to look, but we'll try it. Yeah, that's not too bad. I guess you get a bit of a different colour then, don't you? So if there's anything you want me to try, like, I'm happy to experiment on your behalf. Just leave me a comment saying please try, X, Y, Z. I'm using my glue stick because I want to sew the paper on and sew around the edges when I'm finished all of this. So that's why I'm using my glue stick. And I have covered a fair bit of that tag. But that's, you know, I don't want to have them just perfect. I do want to cover things up like that. And the other thing I want to do is I have these, which are like a little person. They're a Dina Wakley stencil, mixed media stencil. And I might actually do this one here. So I'm going to go back with the carved pumpkin again. And like I said, this is all about having no fear and experimenting to see what we get. Okay, that's pretty cool. I quite like that. I want to put a bit more on. Because one's not enough, is it? No. And this time I'm just going to go in really lightly, but I don't think it's going to work. It's okay, it's a bit dark on the head, isn't it? I really like that idea, but I'd like it lighter, the back one lighter than what that is. Actually, the back one in a darker colour would be nice. I'm not sure how I'm going to achieve that though, unless I coloured it in. No, I'm not going to touch it, I'm going to leave it for now. And the other thing I don't like is that I've managed to get some orange on the background here. So this is my plan. Take this, and I want that orange not there, and rub that over with the orange. Just with the wet wipe and the orange over the top of that, so that it didn't look like a mistake of the blob of orange on there. And just before I stop playing with these stencils, because they're such fun, I did want to do one just with the figure and the rest in the dark. So let's clean the brush, because I'll probably go for, maybe I'll go for the ground espresso again. I can't remember. Yeah, I think I used, well, I didn't really like how that turned out anyway, so let's just get rid of some of that. Oh, look at that. That was fun. I like that a lot, can you tell? And then what I have here are some Dina Wakley stamps. And this is just the Ranger Black Archival Jet Black ink. I can't find the little one that I normally use, the Distress ink, so I'll just use this one. It'll do. It's the same sort of thing. I'll cover that mess there. And I've got some other ones here that I need to do as well, like this one. I really like the cat one on this. Now, I like them darker, so at the risk of ruining them, I'm going to go around the edge of them. Actually, I might do it on this purple one because this is really, really pale. And just again, I'm using my Stabilo, and I'm just kind of wiggling the pencil around. I'm not going to worry about the inside of them. I'm just kind of going around the outside portion of them. Like that, just to make that pop a bit more. And then you've got the inside. These are still quite damp too, but that seems to be working. I think I need to sharpen my Stabilo by the look of that. It's not a Stabilo, I know that, but it works the same. It's a similar thing. Now I'm just going over that very lightly, not putting too much pressure on any of that, just in a couple of spots. I think that's fine. I still have two that I haven't touched, so I might do something with them. I think I'm done with the stamps for now. These are the Holtz Butterflies. I thought I'd stick some of these down and see what I'm getting. These are clear, so the colour of the oxide's going to come through them because they're clear. There are some in here that are not clear, but I'm taking care not to pick those ones up. And I'm also trying to go up in scale as I work up the piece. I don't think I need to cover any more than that. And you know what I'm going to do next, don't you? You've watched me too many times probably. If you knew that I was going to chop the wings off the butterflies. Not in a nasty way, just trimming them up to the edges. Okay, let's just see what this looks like now. They're moving around a bit because they're not quite dry, but that'll have to do. Oh, see, that moved. But still, very cool. I like the look I'm getting there, especially with that oxide underneath. Let me bring that up. One day I'll learn which way's up on the camera. Sorry. There you go. Actually, I'll turn it that way. Look at that. Isn't that very cool? How you can see those oxides underneath it. Okay, put that to one side and put the bits of wings in the bin. Don't think I can use those for anything, so they'll have to go in the bin. And then I've got this one. Almost tempted to do another one like that with the butterflies. That's quite big though, isn't it? And this is a little tag. No, I think actually I've got an orange butterfly here. I think that's a bit wasted on there. You're not really getting the effect that... No, I'm going to move on to something else, I think. I'll be back in the next video with some more progress on these, and I should be finishing them up actually next time. So I hope you'll join me then.